Hey guys, Coach Sarah here, and I want to chat with you a little bit about food as fuel. As an athlete, as a runner, a biker, whatever you enjoy, we need to look at food not just as pleasure, as social, um, but also as fuel. So we know we are what we eat, and what we consume, the volume, the type, the schedule or the timing can really have an effect, has a massive effect on our overall health, but can have a really big effect also on our performance. Okay, so we've all had that experience where the day got away from us and maybe the last meal we had was lunch or even breakfast, and then we try to have a run after work, and not only are we irritable and we're not really enjoying it like we normally do, we feel weak, we feel pathetic, maybe we're tripping a little bit, and or you've got a little bit of lightheadedness, and that is not a good recipe for a successful training run. Okay, so you guys have felt that, and you've probably also felt the opposite, where your nutrition was bang on and the fuel you had just helped you have that extra bit of energy so that you could really crush your interval workout. You felt super strong on the hills. And that is why we want to pay attention to what we're eating and the timing of the food we're eating. Okay, so question, if you are running for an hour, what should you eat during the run? Trick question, trick question. What should you eat during a 1 hour run? Okay, our new runners might be going, I'm not sure what she means. But our experienced runners probably know by now that for workouts lasting less than an hour, hour and a half, even up to 2 hours, our bodies have enough fuel in them to push through those workouts. Okay, it's not really going to have an effect during. Beyond that, 2 hours on, you got to keep feeding the machine. It's like gassing your car on a road trip. And if you don't, then you are going to run out of gas and end up not having the most fun vacation. Okay, so really for shorter workouts, it's what we eat before and our day-to-day nutrition that's going to affect our energy levels and our ability to crush those workouts. So on a day-to-day, we know what to do. I don't think the problem is knowing what to eat and what is healthy. Be wary of the latest, greatest, and I just encourage you to always come back to the basics, all right? You want to eat foods that are as close to nature as possible. Start there. The other stuff is bonus. Really, if you're not eating foods that are close to nature in their natural state, something that you can pick, hunt, shoot, dig, pluck, okay, something that hasn't had things taken out or added in and morphed into some, unnatural shape or product. If you're eating real foods most of the time, that is the foundation. And if you're not getting that piece yet, start there. So eating real foods 80 to 90% of the time. Also, making sure you're getting enough water on a regular basis. Okay, we get caught up with lattes and 1 o'clock, and maybe we're forgetting to get some hydration in. And I'd like you to start there, real foods, and then try to get a full cup or cup and a half with each of your meals. Have one first thing in the morning, have a couple in between your meals. Hey, if you're having soups, if you're having non-alcoholic beverages like herbal tea, fruits and veggies, and then those extra cups throughout the day, you're going to be making sure you're hydrated. And when we skimp on hydration, everything's harder for our body. So our blood gets thicker when we're dehydrated. And it's harder for our heart to transport all the nutrients that it needs to get where it needs to get them. So think of it as like a traffic jam and you're stuck in rush hour traffic. Whereas instead, if you're hydrated, it's like you're flying down the country road, wide open. Okay, so really critical to start there. Fruits and veggies, fruits and veggies, fruits and veggies. We know we need 5 to 10. Are we getting them? I don't know. Sneak them in. Okay, so make sure on your plate every time you're eating there's fruits and vegetables. If you're making a soup or a stew, throw in an extra handful of spinach, a cup or two of spinach before you pour it in your bowl. In your smoothies, have fruits and veg. Have your spinach in there. Okay, for your snacks, cut up carrots, not always crackers, etc. If you're having hummus or with some cheese. So just start thinking veggies and protein. So a lot of runners athletes skimp on protein, endurance athletes, because of course, carbohydrates are the preferred energy source. So we've got to make sure, the bulk of our calories are coming from carbohydrates to fuel the machine. But without enough protein, our body can't rebuild and get stronger from all the stress we're putting it under. So endurance athletes actually need more protein than power athletes, because we're breaking down at a high volume tissues in the body, and they need to be replaced and rebuilt. Okay, so not just because you're a runner or an endurance athlete, don't feel like you don't need as much protein, because it's really, really important. Okay, so 20 to 30 grams of protein at each of your main meals. You can work up towards 0.8 of a gram per pound of body weight if you're looking at numbers. But really, just start with the basics. You want to be getting a serving of the size of the palm of your hand or a deck of cards at each of your main meals. Okay. Research also supports getting a small serving of protein before bed, so like 15 grams. And what happens is you liberate amino acids that go to work while you're sleeping, because that's when we repair our tissues. So that's when we're sleeping, is when the body is rebuilding primarily our tissues. And so it's like the carbohydrates are the workers. Okay, so they're the energy behind the building, but the protein is the materials. Okay, so the carbs are the construction workers, the protein are the 2x4s and the steel rods, whatever it is. They're the construction materials. So you need both. Also making sure you are not skimping on fat. Fat, yes. When we do a lot of lower intensity, long duration exercise or pure aerobic zone, the foundation of our training programs, we are teaching the body to be more efficient at burning fat as fuel. So there's a shift happening. But if we're not getting enough fat in the diet, we can get in the way of that process. Okay, so making sure that we are also giving our body the fat that it needs. Fat is a critical nutrient, not just for as an energy source, but also for our brain and our nervous system, okay, as well as cushioning, and it helps us absorb fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. Lots of reasons, and really important to make sure we have all three of those macronutrients in our diets. So carbohydrates, things that ideally come from nature more often than not. Proteins, and it's up to you which ones you're choosing, but ideally, again, they come close from nature. And getting healthy fats. And healthy fats are the same thing, are things that are natural. And so for me, I don't eat red meat, but I eat fish, so cold water fish. You're going to get omegas that way, as well as walnuts, hemp hearts, other fats that I like that are from nature, avocados, coconut oil, all those good things. And if you're eating animal fats, if they are coming from animals that are roaming wild and free, then they're eating all the healthy things, and they're going to be filled with the healthy things too. All right, so those are the foundations. Start there. Start looking at your diet. What percentage of the food you eat in an average day, because how you eat every day is how you eat, are coming from natural. They're closest to their natural source. Try to shift that to 80 to 90%. All right, so that may mean taking out things and putting things in. Keep the 10%. You got to live. I don't believe in all or nothing. All right, but if it's 10%, it is not going to, have a massive impact on your health. And if it's going to help you stay happy and stick with the 90% the rest of the time, then so be it. All right. But the more you eat naturally and closer to nature, the more your body will crave that as well. It can be a little challenging just adopting new behaviors at first, but you're doing it for the best reason, and you will feel like $1 million in your workouts. Okay, when it comes to fueling workouts, then you want to have a bit of planning in advance, okay? Ideally, if you're running first thing in the morning, you do have a light snack before you head out, rather than trying to attempt a workout fasted. Because, and I know there's a lot of debate over this with people who are doing intermittent fasting, but there's still a really strong body of research that supports that your workout, you're going to be able to work out harder and get a better quality workout, not on a fasted state. So when you have something in your system. So when you wake up, have some protein, stop the body's breakdown process that it's been working on overnight. Okay, so switch your body back into the building process by having some protein, okay, a little bit, and some carbohydrates to give you energy for that workout. If you are heading out on just an easy walk or something like that, then of course you'll be all right till you get back. But if you're going for a workout, please do have something small. And that could be, you could have a banana with some nut butter, a couple of almonds. You could have a nut butter on a rice cake. You could have a little bit of yogurt with a bit of fruit. Okay, so light on the fat, a little bit of protein, so medium on the protein and a little higher on the carbs. And same thing if you're running after work. So if you're going to run before dinner, lunch till 5, 6, 6:30 is a long stretch, and you will be getting into that fasted state again by not having a meal before the run. So same idea, same kinds of things in the afternoon. Everybody's body's different. I do know people that can have like eggs and pancakes and go running. There's no way I could do that. So everybody's body is different, but just think of it as fuel. What does my body need? What do I enjoy? And experiment. So within like 2 hours of the run, of the workout, have that snack. An hour, some people can do half an hour and off they go. But you're an experiment of one, and there's only one way to find out. So try some different things. And so those are the keys. And for strength training, you want to make sure you have protein before. Same thing, you want carbs so you can work hard. And then immediately after a hard strength training workout, your muscles are going to be broken and are starting to break down, and you want your body to have the construction workers and the construction materials to start the rebuild. So getting in 20-ish grams after the workout, okay, along with some carbs to have the energy to do the rebuilding. So lots of ideas there for you. I hope there's a tip there today that helps you. And again, start with the basics. We can get into all the, biohacking supplements and superfoods, but most of us really need to clean up the basics and make sure that we're eating a solid foundation. So start there, and then you can play with the details or the cherries on top. All right, thanks for watching, and hope you guys are having a great day. Happy trails, and get outside.